So let's discuss another problem in classical mechanics. So a heavy chain of length L having mass m overhangs a smooth table with its one third lying on the table, only one third lying on the table. When it is released, it begins to slip down and the speed with which the chain completely leaves the table. So what they are saying is a chain is hanging from the table. Actually the diagram has to be like this. So this is the table. Here it is table and this chain is hanging from this table. So as this much part of the chain is hanging from the table, so immediately what happens, because of gravity the chain would fall down immediately. It goes on slipping and it finally comes out of the table and it finally falls down. So even if we place the sign in this manner, so as this much part of the chain is, that is 2/3 of the part of the chain is lying in this way. That means if the chain is of 30 centimeter length, then 20 centimeter length of the chain would be remaining here and 10 centimeter would be remaining in this table. So like that. So that is mentioned in the question. So only one third is lying on the table, only one third is lying and 2/3 is remaining in this side. So this chain is about to leave. So they are asking with what velocity, with what speed the chain completely leaves the table. So by the time this chain entirely comes here, so with what velocity it is going to come out. So for this what we are doing here is, in order to solve this problem, we will be using the principle of conservation of energy. That means law of conservation of energy we are going to use here. Initially the chain is at rest, so the initial kinetic energy of the chain is 0. So as the chain is at rest, before we the chain is hanging from the table, we are just catching it. So at that time its initial velocity would be 0. It is not in, because it is not in motion. So the initial kinetic energy of the chain is 0. For the potential energy, choose the 0 of the potential energy at the level of table. So the initial mechanical energy of the system is. So for the potential energy, so actually potential energy with respect, we are going to take potential energy with respect to ground. So at the ground it is 0. As we go from above it, the potential energy is proportional to height, what height we are going. So here what we have to take as reference point is, table has the reference point for the 0th of the potential energy. So this means at this point, so this is the table. So this is below the table, this is above the table, this is above the table and this is below the table. So this table point is taken as 0, potential energy is 0, and above it is positive and below this the potential energy is negative. So this is the thing we need to take. So according to the, so we have to take this as the reference point for 0th of the potential energy. Actually if we are staying on the surface of the earth, the potential energy would be 0 and it goes on increasing with respect to height. So here we are taking reference point as the table, because the chain is getting slipping down from the table. So it is better to take the reference point as 0 of the potential energy, has this table has the reference point. And as you see here, so from this is, if this is 0, so 0 to 2/3 length, so 2/3 of the length of the chain is remaining here. So hence the potential energy would be because of this length, not because of this, because it is lying on the table. So it is lying in air, so away from the table. So 0 to 2/3 length of the chain. So that's why here we are having potential energy. Initial potential energy has minus integration of 0 to 2/3 of the length of the chain, because it is lying below the table and we are taking table as a reference point, that is 0, and as 2/3 of the length of the chain is lying outside of the table and only 1/3 is remaining inside the table. So 0 to 2/3 and delta mgh gx, that is we know that potential energy is nothing but mgx. mgx, mass into acceleration due to gravity into height. So here we are taking delta mgx. So as each point of on the chain is at certain height, certain distance from the table, so it is taken as x. That means if we see here, so this point of the chain is at a distance, certain distance from the table, and this point of the chain is at certain distance from the table. So this distance from the table is giving on changing, hence we are taking this as x. And next thing is, here it is mentioned delta m, because we are taking a part of the chain. The part of the chain's mass is delta m, not that of the entire chain, only a part of the chain, that is delta m. So this can be calculated from this. So gx would remain as usual. Delta m is nothing but lambda dx. Here lambda is nothing but mass per unit length of the chain. That means if small m is the mass of the entire chain and L is the length of the entire chain. So m by L is nothing but mass per unit length of the chain. That means each unit of the chain, how much is the mass, that multiplied with dx. That means that taken length of the chain. So how much small length of the chain we are referring, an element of the chain. This is the length of that small element of the chain. This is mass per unit length of the chain. This is length of that particular element which we are taking. So hence we are having in the place of delta m lambda dx. So now we need to integrate this term. So here lambda and g are constant, that is mass per unit length is a constant and g is also a constant. So it is nothing but x integration of x dx, that is nothing but x square by 2. And after applying limits, we would get 2 by 3 L whole square, that is nothing but 4 by 9 L square, minus 0 square is nothing but 0. And again we are having 2 in the denominator. So 2 and 4, 2 2s are 4, 2 by 9, hence we are having 2 by 9, as here already minus sign is there, so minus 2 by 9 mgl. Why means g is as usual, lambda is mass per unit length. So here we would get L square. This is lambda is nothing but mass per unit length, m by L, that is lambda is equals to m by L. So again L would get cancelled and only one length would be remaining. So hence we are having minus 2 by 9 mgl, where lambda is the mass per unit length of the chain. And so it is just of the form mgh. So mass, acceleration due to gravity, and distance, and that is height. So 2 mgl, like that. So initial potential energy of the chain is this. So initially, as the chain is not in motion, it is at rest, kinetic energy is 0. But as 2/3 of the part of the chain is lying outside the table, it would be having potential energy, and that is this. Now imagine that the chain begins to slip. It is assumed the chain is not coiled up. So we have to think that the chain is not coiled up. So each part of the chain will have the same speed. So at the instant the chain completely leaves the table, let its speed be v. Because as the chain is not coiled up, so as this part moves, this end also moves. That is, as this end of the chain moves, this end also of the chain would also move with the same velocity, because it is not coiled up. If it is coiled up, so that part would be at rest, its one would be in motion. So that it would be variation in their velocities from here to here. But as they are not coiled up, so with what speed this part is moving down, with that speed only this part would move. So that is the thing. So not coiled up, so each part of the chain will have the same speed. So at the instant the chain completely leaves the table, its speed would be v. So at the instant when the chain leaves the table, we have to assume that speed of the chain to be v. Its kinetic energy is half mv square. So as it is moving with speed v, its kinetic energy is nothing but half mv square from the formula of kinetic energy. So its potential energy. So now when the entire chain leaves the table, that means the entire length of the chain would be outside the table. That is the instant when the chain leaves the table. Hence the final potential energy is from 0 to L. negative minus 0 to L, because it would be lying outside of the table, that is below the table. So as table is taken as reference point, potential energy at table is 0 and below the table is negative, so minus and 0 to L, because entire length of the chain would be lying outside of the table. So hence the integration goes from 0 to L. And delta mgx just has here same case. So here also same delta mgx, and after calculation same x square by 2 integration of x dx, that means delta m is nothing but lambda dx, mass per unit length into dx, as we have done here. So in lambda g would be taken constant, and the integration of x dx is nothing but x square by 2. And again if we apply limit, we would get L square minus 0 square, so L square by 2. So you'd be having L square by 2, and lambda is nothing but mass per unit length, that is mass by L. So L would get cancelled, so only mgl would be remaining, so minus half mgl. So this is the final potential energy of the chain when it leaves the table, and this is its kinetic energy. And since there are no dissipative forces involved, mechanical energy is conserved. Hence that means there is no dissipative forces like that frictional force. So because is a frictional force is a kind of dissipative force, so we have to imagine here that the table is smooth. So if we neglect all those forces, so if we apply the law of conservation of energy, this would be the case. So initial energy is equals to final energy. Initially, that as the chain is not having any kinetic energy, this in rest position, we are just holding it, we are just making it to hang because of 2/3 of the chain lying outside the table. This is the potential energy initially, and finally in final case entire chain would be outside of the table. So because of that, this is the potential energy. Actually it is just like mass mgh. The entire mass of the chain would be acting at its center of gravity position, so it is exactly at half of the chain, so mgl by 2, so like that. So this is the potential energy finally, and at the final case, in the final case, it is having velocity also, it is speeding up. So this is the velocity. So if we just hold the chain and if we leave, that is the different case, it would not be having any velocity. You just hold and leave it. But as it is leaving from the table, one by one, bit by bit, it is leaving the table and it is falling down, so it would get definitely kinetic energy. Not only if we hold and we leave the chain, it would be having zero kinetic energy at the time of leaving. By the time we leave the hand, its initial energy would be its velocity would be 0, like that. So this is the initial energy of the chain, and this is the final energy. So if we solve this, so if we here and m would get cancelled, and this is minus mgl by 2. If it goes to the side, plus mgl by 2 you would be having, that means 1 by 2 minus 2 by 9. If you take LCM, you would be having like this. So 2 into 9, 18, 9, here you would be having 9, and here 9 into 2, 18, 2 2s are 4, 9 minus 4 is nothing but 5, 5 by 18 you would be having. And again as there is 1 by 2 here, after sending this side, so after calculation you will be having 5 by 18 mgl, as there is 1 by 2, 2 into 9s are 18, 2 1s are 2 9s are 18 would get cancelled, so you would be having 5 by 9, and gl as m is already cancelled. So v square is nothing but 5 by 9 gl, and v is nothing but square root of 5 by 9 gl. So this is the velocity of the chain by the time it leaves the table. That means if 1/3 of the chain is lying on the table, so by the time it leaves the table, it would be having velocity this much. So this is the thing we needed to find out in the problem. So thank you.